Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to continue working on issue 32, stage 120 of the Ghostbusters Ecto 1. Go ahead and open the magazine up and we'll get the parts out. And this is more of the ceiling for the car, building up to issue 121, where we actually attach the chassis and the body together. Let me see something. Didn't damage the sticker. Bulletproof stickers. I didn't realize until after I had the knife on it that I was cutting over the sticker. So we've got, I think this is all part of the central divider. There's the part that was left over from last pack. We've got a bunch of EP screws, VP, RN. Those are going to go into the metal of the car, the ceiling of the car, and KP. So let's set the RMs off to the side. And there's actually a piece of glass, clear plastic, right here. I don't see any protective film on it, so we should be good. Go ahead and set that over here out of the way. And we'll start with, excuse me, these parts right here. Okay, first take the partition wall, secure the partition in the lower panel using 8 EPs, then secure this to the part here. Okay, so just looking, it looks like this should be the smooth side. There are 8 lugs, 8 screw holes, and there is no up or down. This thing is identical on either side. He said as he tried to put it in place, and it didn't fit. Come on. Yeah, it looks like it's going to want to try and be a pain in the butt. So give me a minute. I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera and get this in place, and then I'll come back after the screws are in it. Okay, all the screws are loosely in here. I'm going to go back and tighten them all up. And part of my problem was I was incorrect. There is a slight difference on the each side. There's a slight tapering. You can see here. Maybe it tapers a little bit on here and here, and I realized that when I looked at the picture. Not real noticeable, but enough that it wasn't wanting to go in. So let me get these finished tightening them down. And that's looks like it's supposed to be like a seat cushion or something, a cushion on the back of the wall here. That one's not quite in far enough, I don't think. Yeah, it is. So there's 5. That one's tied already. 6, 7, and there's number 8. And this is going to tighten into, we're going to go onto. Just looking at this. Ah, yes. So your hump for the drive shaft is going to go on the bottom. Just looking. Kitchen window. Using 8 BP screws. Then take this panel. It looks like it goes on here like that. This panel is, no, it doesn't go on like that because you got the drive shaft hump there. So it's going to go on here. You've got pins with screw holes, sockets with screw holes. It's going to go on here like this. If I can get it to line up, which it's a little bit easier because it's a flat surface that I'm trying to put it onto. It's going to go on there like that. I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera again, put in 8 more of the EP screws, tighten it, locking this down, and we will be right back. Okay, so once all these screws are tightened down, looks like this. These cushion type area, it's not cushiony, but it looks like a cushion, is on the back side. And now the next thing to do, paying attention to these holes up here. Sorry, that was out of focus. Come on, focus. Paying attention to those holes there, which is where these screws from the last stage are going to go. You lay the glass in just like that, and then you take this part and you double check to see, yeah, we put the speakers on the outside, and it's going to lay down over top of the glass. Something like this. Okay, it went on there. Something like this, and then we're going to attach that with 10 kp screws, which I will be right back after I take care of that. Okay, so that's what the wall looks like, and there's they call it a groove. It's not really a groove, it is a flat area. You kind of could get the wires in there. But the key thing is you got to be careful when you're putting this into the car that you don't break the wires that are already there. And kind of funny because I've looked for this thing so many times. I happen to go look in my spare parts box, and I moved things around and found it. So I now have the rear wheel well that I thought I had lost. So let me move these parts out of the way. Let me double check. What do I need these VP screws for? Sure, somewhere. Okay, they're going to be inside the chassis, or inside the body. So I will be right back after I move the car right here so that I can work on it and you can see it. So give me just a minute. I do not mind saying that every time I do that, every time I move this chassis right now, or the body right now, it makes me really nervous. So first thing we have to do, or the next thing we have to do, is take 2 of the VP screws out that are holding this rocker panel on. I'm just looking at it. If I decide that it is better, I will take all of them out. Because what they want you to do, yeah, I should be able to do that without harming anything. What they want you to do is move this out of the way so that you can get the wall in here. And these speakers go on the back. They did provide tape for this, but I'm going to see if I need to use it. And these are the lights for the, these are the wires for the ceiling lights. Let me see. So this is going to go in here, go down in this area here. I'm not sure that it's going to work well without removing the front or the right side as well. Let's see if I open that door a little bit. Okay, it's kind of going to go in there, but not really easily. So I'm going to pause here. I will come back once I get everything in place. May or may not be before I put these screws down, but I am, just because I don't like the way I'm having to do this, I am going to remove the VM screws from the right side as well, so I can get that rocker panel out of the way. So like I said, take this one out too, and then I'll pause the camera and be right back after I get this in place. This is the start of what I've heard is a really, really difficult time putting the first the wall in and then putting the body on the body onto the car itself. So with that said, I'll be back. Okay, so I have the cables where I want them, and I've got the partition down, but I don't dare let go of it because I don't want it to pop up and the cable to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip the screw in oil. What I actually had to do is when I loosened up one of the a couple of the screws on the panel on the left hand side, I'll tighten them back up here in a minute, but I loosened them up, a lot of fiddling with it, and I actually got the wires finally positioned using my pin vise. I should be able to in a second. Once I get the other screw in on the other side, I'll be able to let go. I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure, I'm just holding it in place. The wires are mostly concealed. If you do work on it like this, one thing to be sure to remember is as you're opening it and closing these side doors, you've got to lift that side up a little bit because otherwise it doesn't clear whatever you've got it sitting on. Okay, so that's got that in there. Let me go back and retighten these two screws. Just loosened them enough to where I could try and get the wire inside there. There is not a real good gap for the wires, especially with the size that they are. The wires are going into the ceiling. As far as I can tell, they're not cut. And I did take out the VP screws on the other side, so let me go ahead and tighten all that back up, and we'll press on after that. I'm not going to stop the camera for this. I'm just going to go ahead and do it on camera. It's not going to take a couple seconds, maybe 15. Then I will look at the book and see what the next step is, because I know there is something after this, I think. Hang on. RM. Okay. Yeah, let me put those VP screws back in, and then we'll press on. Interesting, I just realized they provide new VP screws. I'm putting the original ones back in. It might have been smarter to just leave these off completely until this stage, but it's too late for that now. And I don't know if you probably noticed that I did turn the car around because I was on the right-hand side of the car trying to do this. Now, the last thing they say to do is put one more RM screw on the lug right here, which is, of course, is out of shot. So put it onto that lug right there, because you're not going to be able to get to it when you go to put the wheel well in. So just, of course, it's RM, so I should dip it in oil. Almost forgot. Come on. There we go. Get this bigger screwdriver. It's cross-threaded right now, so there we go. Better. Maybe. Not going to tighten that all the way down, because what is going to happen later on is all these wires will be up above this, and this will come down here. Should be, I believe. Yeah, that might be too tight. Yep. Loosen it back up a little bit. I think this is the right direction. I might be putting it in the wrong direction as well. See if that makes a difference. It does not, so it does go in this way. There we go. It's going to go in there just like that and seal off that wheel well. Right now it's just sitting on that screw. The screw is loose enough that it can go in and out. So that, for right now, is all there is to do, or that's all there is to do in this stage. Like I said, I think it was in the last video, might have also said it in this video, 121 is going to be a pain. This is where I'm about to marry up all the wires and the body, the chassis to the body. Not sure how much of that's going to be on video. I have heard that, I think it was Wayne, that he said he took hours to do it. Like, I don't remember how long, but it was a pretty long time to get it done. So that's all there is for this episode. Hope you're enjoying this. We're getting to the part where the car becomes a car. Really kind of excited for that. Like and subscribe. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. See what we're doing. Links will be in the description. Hit the bell icon to be notified anytime I post new videos. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great tomorrow. And I will see you on the next video.